KDP account suspended was literally one of the most terrifying things that could ever happen to me, especially when I was saying, yes, I've finally figured out the strategies of making money online using Amazon. Hi, my name is Shanice from Shanice DK Designs, and in this video, I'm quickly going to go over some important considerations to make sure that you keep your KDP account in good standing. These accounts are extremely valuable, and we want to make sure that when we start making money, we don't run into issues. And so that's why I'm making this video. Watch this video all the way through. And if you like content like this, go ahead, like, share, and of course, subscribe to my channel for more. So as I said, guys, in this video, we're going to cover some things that you need to make sure you're doing so that you can avoid your KDP account being either suspended or terminated. As you may know, I made over $67,000 on Amazon, but it was not without its struggles. I actually got my KDP account suspended. And so this video, we're going to go over the cause of my account suspension, but also go over some additional strategies. You all have shared so much with me in the comments. I actually cannot believe that so many people have their own struggles with Amazon KDP as it concerns suspension and termination. And so what that says to me is that we don't know. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what to do. And so I want this video to be very informative for anyone who is having issues, so you can try to figure out why you're having those issues, but also for anyone who's new to KDP so that you can jump ahead and not make the same mistakes that so many of us made. When it concerns keeping your KDP account in good standing, publishing your journals the way you're supposed to, the first thing I want to talk about is the thing that actually caused my account to get suspended. So my account got suspended because KDP felt as though I listed my journal in the wrong category. So this was the journal that I listed on Amazon. It says my thoughts on how to be better each and every day. And when I was listing this journal, I was thinking self-help. I was thinking people are going to use this journal to build their self and get better, right? To be better. That's what it says. But KDP is actually considering the interior, right? So the interior of your book, not the exterior. They don't care what you have on the cover. They don't care what your intention was when you created the book, right? They care about what's inside. And what's inside of this book is lined pages. And so right now I've just been listing my lined journals in the category of diaries and journals, just to avoid any issues with them. So you want to make sure that when you're listing your books, you're listing them in the correct category based on the interior of your book and not the exterior or what you had in your head when you created it. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the fact that KDP is cracking down on book titles. And I say this from experience. So this was an email that I just received from Amazon KDP. I'm actually in the process of publishing some journals. And in this one particular book that I published, I said journal twice. That is the only word that I repeated. And so I believe that this is the reason why KDP sent me this email. Now, the thing about this is that I haven't published a journal as yet. So this was in their review process. And so they simply said to me, hey, we're not going to approve this book. You need to go ahead and fix it because you could potentially have these issues. So it says here, titles that can cause a misleading customer experience may include unnecessary or repetitive terms or phrases within the title, subtitle, or series field. Now, on my last video, a lot of you did point this out to me, and so I had to go ahead and test this myself, and I did. So I listed the book, I said journal once in the title and journal a second time in the subtitle, and I believe that is the reason why KDP kicked this book back to me. So make sure that you are not repeating words in your titles or subtitles. The next thing they said here, I know that this doesn't apply to me, is unauthorized reference to other titles or authors. I did not do that. They also said unauthorized reference to trademarked terms. I did not do that. They said reference to sales, example saying best selling. I did not do that. And the last one says reference to advertisements or promotions, example, free. I didn't do any of those last ones, so I know that they kicked that book back because of that initial bullet point using those repetitive terms. So make sure you are not doing that if you are about to publish your journal. Next, we're going to talk about copyright. So you want to make sure that you're not infringing on the works of any authors. So I know someone in the chat had mentioned that they published a journal and they said something about alchemists, and Amazon KDP actually kicked their book back. If I remember clearly, I think she said her account got suspended for using that term. So if you know Alchemist, you know that there's a very popular book called The Alchemist. And so when she used that, KDP kind of just felt like she was infringing on that copyright. And so her account got suspended. So these are just some of the stories that you all have shared with me. And I want to share it with other people because it's important to know that information. So make sure you're not doing that. For instance, if you're making a guided journal based on a popular self-help book that you're reading, do not go ahead and try to infringe on that title or try to boost your own book by using something familiar to other people. You want to make sure to stay away from that as much as possible. Keep your books 100% original, okay? So the next one here is trademark infringement. So this is pretty similar to copyright, just that copyright is typically referring to works by published works by authors. I like to think of copywriting as sort of like plagiarism, right? Trademark is something a bit different. So these are things that people have registered, such as their logo or the name of their brand or a popular tagline that they use. For instance, Nike. We know Nike's popular tagline, right? I'm not even going to say it in this video because that's how much I do not want to be infringing on that trademark. But simple things like that, or Disney, creating a book based on Disney and putting on like a logo that looks like Disney, things like that. You want to stay away from that because that is trademark infringement. It may not bite you right now, but later on it could potentially come back and bite you. For instance, I know that there are a lot of Etsy shops that are getting shut down because of these trademarks. So people were making Starbucks cups or things like that, and a lot of shops are getting shut down because of this. So you want to make sure that you avoid this as much as possible. This can also apply to using terms such as bullet journal. I remember maybe a year ago, I posted a video here on YouTube telling you guys that I did not know this. And so I published several journals that said bullet journal. And when I actually found out about this, I went and I asked Amazon, I was like, hey, can you all please help me by changing the titles of these books? Because I realized that in error, I used these terms, and Amazon was very kind to me and they did go ahead and make those changes for me, but you want to make sure to avoid this as much as possible. In the next clip, I'm going to show you all a tool that I personally use to check for trademark on certain terms that I come up with, because sometimes we come up with things and we're like, yeah, woohoo, I just had a creative idea, not realizing that somebody else had that creative idea before you did. So make sure you are checking for trademark on any terms that you feel is especially creative.
All right, so I just wanted to go ahead and show you all how to use this website. It's called USPTO, and it's the site that a lot of people use to check for trademarks in the US. I think there's another site for other areas, but this one is for the US. So I usually go on basic search. Right here I'm typing in bullet journal just to demonstrate to you guys how to use this tool. So this first one I'm going to click on. It says bullet journal, but as you can see, this is not referring to journals that we write in, right? This bullet journal is actually referring to electricity. So they are able to use this because their category of business is electricity or lighting and things like that. So they are able to use the term bullet journal. However, for us sellers, we're selling books on KDP, we cannot use the term because as we can see here, there's another trademark covering bullet journal that talks about notebooks, journals, lined journals, dotted journals, and things like that. So we would not be able to use the term. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to type in just a random term that I came up with to show you what it looks like when there is not a trademark on that term. So right now I am typing in reflection time. And as we can see, I did get some results for reflection time. So I'm going to go back. And now I'm going to type in reflection time journal. And I'm not getting any results for reflection time journal, which means that it's possible you would be able to use that complete term. But talk to a lawyer because I'm not one.
The next thing is just a list of things you want to make sure that you are not doing to keep your account in good standing. So offensive content is a no-no. Having multiple KDP accounts, we know that is a no-no. So if your account gets in trouble, you cannot go ahead and open another account. The next thing is ranking manipulation. So this looks like buying fake reviews, publishing and republishing books. This one is particularly important, and I want to point this out because I've seen a lot of videos here on YouTube where people are saying, oh, if your book is not selling, you want to go ahead and unpublish it and republish it simply because newer books sell better. I don't know if that's true. You guys know that I published this journal in 2021, which means that if newer journals are selling better, I would not have gotten the sales that I got on this book. So you want to make sure that you are not following this practice. Amazon is seriously going to start cracking down on people who are unpublishing and republishing books. They're already cracking down on a lot of things, for instance, the titles. I remember in 2021, as you all pointed out to me, I had a lot of titles with repeating words, right? But now I submit a book and I say journal twice and they've said, hey, we're not approving this book, which means that they are cracking down. You want to make sure that you are not unpublishing old books simply to republish them to manipulate the rankings. Next thing is misleading information. Obviously, on any platform you go on, they do not want you to be providing misleading information. And the last thing we're going to cover today is just generally not following their rules and guidelines. So if you have any errors, if this video opened up your mind and you realize, hey, this could have possibly been a reason why my account got suspended, try digging through your email, seeing if you got an email from KDP that you missed. Check your junk folders. If you still can't find anything, go ahead and reach out to them and ask for some more clarity. I know one person commented on my video and she said, whenever KDP sends you an email, reply to them politely explaining your side of things, or at least explaining to them that you've made the changes that they've asked you to make. So go ahead and reach out to them. That's the best way to approach it if you are having issues. And make sure that you're getting these errors fixed. If you are new and you haven't published your book as yet, now you know a list of things that you should and shouldn't do, so you can go ahead and make sure that you are publishing your book in the best way possible. All right, you guys, so that's it for this video. I hope that you got a lot of important information that you can take away from it. As I said, I got a lot of this information from reading your stories. A lot of you shared with me that you have had issues with Amazon KDP. Some of you are still having issues with Amazon KDP, and so I felt like it was really important to make this video to let other people know of the possible things that could get their accounts terminated. As I said, if you're having issues, go ahead and reach out to them, right? You want to get to a person, and sometimes people can be really nice and they can show you some grace. So be respectful in your emails, reach out to them, explain your situation, and hopefully they will extend that grace to you and they can help you get your account back. As I said, our KDP accounts are valuable resources, right? It's valuable. You never know when the strategies that you have been using are going to start working, and you don't want your account to be suspended when you finally figured it out. And that's why I'm making this video. So thank you all for watching. I'm going to see you in my next video. Make sure you subscribe. The next video is going to talk all about keywords, and I'm also going to provide you guys with the answer to some of your questions. A lot of you asked me, how did you create the interior for your book? And so I'm going to show you in my next video how I find good interiors, and I'm also going to go into how I do some keyword research. So make sure you're subscribed to my channel. I have lots in store for you all, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Stay blessed, guys. Bye.